Youkai Watch is a role-playing video game developed and published by Level 5. The original game was released for the Nintendo 3DS in Japan on July 11, 2013, with a set of sequels, Youkai Watch 2, Ganso and Honke, released on July 10, 2014. 2 manga adaptations have been produced. A shōnen manga series that began serialization in Shogakukan's CoroCoro comic from 2012. And a shōjo manga series that began serialization in Shogakukan's Ciao magazine from December 27, 2013. An anime television series produced by OLM, Incorporated began airing in Japan from January 2014. A film adaptation titled Youkai Watch the Movie, The Secret is Created, Nyan, is scheduled to be released on December 20, 2014. Plot. One day, whilst searching for bugs in the woods in Sakura New Town, a boy named Kita Amano comes across a peculiar capsule machine next to a sacred tree. When he opens one of the capsules up, it brings forth a yokai named Whisper, who gives Kita a device known as the Youkai Watch. Using this, Kita is able to identify and see various different yokai that are haunting people and causing mischief. Together, Kita and Whisper start making friends with all sorts of yokai, which he can summon to battle against more ill-intentioned yokai that happen to live in his town, haunting the residents and causing terrible trouble. Gameplay. Youkai Watch is a role-playing video game where the player searches around Sakura New Town for yokai using the 3DS touchscreen. Players befriend yokai by giving them a food that they like before beginning battle, and after defeating the yokai it approaches the player character and gives him or her its yokai medal, allowing it to be summoned at will. Yokai can also be acquired through an in-game gacha machine by collecting in-game coins or using play coins. Certain yokai are necessary for completing the game's main quest, and special rare yokai are acquired through various sub-quests. Yokai have the capability to evolve into more powerful versions of themselves if they reach a certain level, or they can evolve by combining with particular items or other yokai. The yokai are divided amongst 8 different classes, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. There are also legend yokai that can only be obtained by collecting a particular set of yokai listed in the Yokai Dictionary, a compendium of the different yokai the player has encountered or befriended, and also boss yokai that cannot be befriended in the original game, but can become the player's friends in Ganso and Honke. When the player encounters a yokai, he enters into battle with it using 6 yokai that the player has befriended previously. The touch screen is used during battles to rotate amongst the player's yokai in battle at will. It is also used either to clear up status effects on the player's yokai or to charge up the yokai's special abilities. A common in-game event is Anytime, where the player character enters a nightmare realm where he or she looks for treasure chests with special items in them all while trying to avoid being seen by other yokai. If spotted, the player is chased by a powerful Oni yokai that can easily wipe out the player's party unless he or she can escape. It is possible to defeat the Oni, but only if the player's yokai are particularly powerful. The player can also encounter similarly powerful Namahage yokai if the player crosses the street on a red light, but the encounter may be beneficial if the player follows the rules. Players can also participate in several side quests for experience and bug catching and fishing minigames to obtain special items. Youkai Watch 2 expands the areas to be explored with nearly 100 new yokai in the present day of the Kemimato region and the past, where he meets traditional yokai in the predecessor to the Youkai Watch. Media, video games. The Youkai Watch video game was announced by Level 5 at the 2011 Tokyo Game Show. It was released in Japan for the Nintendo 3DS on July 11, 2013. As of February 2014, the game has sold over 500,000 retail copies. In January 2014, Level 5 filed for a trademark in the United States for Youkai Watch, and is currently gauging interest in a Western release. The data card-ass game Youkai Watch, Tomodachi Wikipedia was first location tested in late December 2013, and debuted at the Next Generation World Hobby Fair Winter 2014 before being released in early 2014. The game is played much like Bandai's other data card-ass games, in which the player uses an interface resembling a slot machine to determine the events of a battle between 3 of the player's yokai against 3 enemy yokai, after the player sort them out on the game interface. Winning the game awards the player a card that can be used for future Tomodachi Yukipedia play. A sequel, Youkai Watch 2, was released in Japan on July 10, 2014 in 2 editions. Ganso and Honke. CoroCoro Comic began running a contest for readers to design a new form for the game's mascot Yiban Nyan that would appear in the new game as well as in the manga in CoroCoro. These were revealed to be Buchai Nyan, a fusion of Yiban Nyan and Whisper available in an update to the original game, and Fuai Nyan, a heroic yokai that is central to the plot of the games. Ganso and Honke will also feature yokai that are unobtainable in the other version, including boss characters. Other new features include Z medals, old medals, train travel, bike racing, climbing poles, and a spooky red box that causes the player to fart or awards a special item. In collaboration with Tomodachi Yukipedia, the arcade game will feature unique local yokai representing 8 regions of Japan, that can be used in Youkai Watch 2 by using a code found on the game's prize card. Anime. A television anime series based on the game, produced by OLM, began airing in Japan on TX Network on January 8, 2014. The opening theme is Gira Jirapa no Yuta performed by King Crumb Soda, with lyrics written by MOVE's vocalist Motsu. The ending theme up through episode 24 is Yakai Taser Daiki performed by Dream 5. Beginning with episode 25, the ending theme changes to Dun Dun Dobi Zubar, performed by Dream 5 and Bully Taker. Dentsu Entertainment USA is currently seeking broadcast and merchandising partners in North America for the anime. Reception. In 2014, Youkai Watch's manga in CoroCoro Comic won the 38th Kodansha Manga Award in the Best Children's Manga category. References. External links, official website, anime website, Youkai Watch at Anime News Network's Encyclopedia.